A 16-year-old girl disappears from a small Missouri town. Her car is found abandoned, but investigators believe it did not simply break down. Someone had allegedly poured oil or antifreeze into the gas tank, making sure she could not drive away. For 7 days, hundreds of people searched the woods. Then a volunteer finds Kayla Huff's body, deep inside a conservation area. Within days, 6 people are connected to the investigation. 2 are charged with murder. Others are accused of kidnapping her, destroying evidence, or helping someone escape. Tonight, we're examining the death of Kayla Huff, what prosecutors allege happened, and how a missing person search became one of Missouri's most disturbing active murder cases. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. Before we begin, this case is still moving through the courts. The adults charged have not been convicted. Some have pleaded not guilty. The account of Kayla's final hours comes from probable cause statements, police allegations, and preliminary court proceedings. Those claims must still be tested at trial. Kayla Huff was 16 years old. She lived in the Moberly area of Missouri and attended school virtually through the Moberly School District. She was a sophomore. Friends described her as social, energetic, and difficult to forget. Her father later said she could light up a room, while people from her church remembered her helping younger children, participating in youth activities, and making herself useful wherever she could. She was not only a student. She worked locally. She had friends, family, plans, and the ordinary complications of being 16. Then, on May 6, 2026, she disappeared. Kayla was last seen in the Moberly area. Early reports said she had been seen with a 17-year-old boy, later identified in local reporting as her boyfriend. Her family quickly realized they could not contact her. Her car was located on Rollins Street, near a church, without Kayla inside. An abandoned car can suggest many possibilities. An accident, a voluntary departure, a mechanical problem, or someone intentionally separating the driver from the vehicle. Investigators would later allege that Kayla's car had been sabotaged before she vanished. Court documents accuse members of the group of pouring motor oil or antifreeze into the gas tank, possibly preventing her from leaving or creating a reason for her to stop. Kayla's parents reported her missing that same day. Searches began across Randolph County, with growing attention focused on the Rudolf Bennitt Conservation Area. The area covers thousands of acres, with dense woods, trails, lakes, and uneven terrain. Search teams included sheriff's deputies, Missouri conservation officers, drone operators, people on horseback, and civilian volunteers. For nearly a week, the community searched while hoping Kayla was still alive. Her photographs spread across social media. People who had never met her joined the effort. Moberly did what small communities often do when one child disappears. They treated her as everyone's daughter. But while searchers were walking the woods, investigators were already making arrests. On May 7th, one day after Kayla disappeared, 20-year-old Alayna Mason was arrested in an unrelated sequence of alleged offenses. Authorities accused her of stealing a Randolph County Sheriff's patrol vehicle, taking a firearm, and attempting to escape custody. During the wider investigation, police began connecting Mason and several others to Kayla. Probable cause documents allege that Mason made statements about kidnapping Kayla, placing her in a vehicle trunk, taking her to the conservation area, and shooting her. Ames also allegedly made statements connecting members of the group to the killing. These alleged admissions are among the strongest publicly known parts of the prosecution's case. But statements to police can be disputed. Defense lawyers may challenge how they were obtained, whether they were accurate, whether one suspect blamed another, or whether the accounts changed over time. Investigators also noted a detail involving poison ivy. After Mason's arrest, she reportedly developed a rash. According to court documents, she told jail personnel that she had been in the woods. The conservation area where Kayla was later found was heavily wooded. On May 13th, 7 days after Kayla disappeared, a civilian searcher entered a wooded portion of Rudolf Bennitt Conservation Area. At approximately 8 that evening, the searcher found Kayla's body. The discovery ended the missing persons search. It began a homicide case. Authorities have said Kayla had been beaten and shot. Public court filings allege that a telescoping baton was used during the assault, and that a firearm was later provided when someone said the victim needed to be taken care of. We do not need to dwell on the physical details. The important point is that prosecutors do not describe a sudden accident. They allege a coordinated kidnapping, transportation to an isolated location, violence, and attempts to conceal what happened afterward. Charges developed quickly. Alayna Mason and 19-year-old Hunter Ames were charged with first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. Ames also faces evidence-tampering, burglary, and property damage allegations connected to the car sabotage and disposal of evidence. 23-year-old Christopher Hull faces kidnapping, tampering with evidence, burglary, and property damage charges. 26-year-old Julian Mason faces kidnapping, evidence tampering, burglary, and property damage. Skylar Powell was charged with hindering the prosecution of a felony after allegedly helping Alayna Mason evade police. A juvenile, reported locally as Kayla's boyfriend, has also been accused in connection with the disappearance. The juvenile proceedings are less public, so the exact allegations and legal status remain more limited. Prosecutors allege that different people played different roles. Not everyone is accused of firing the weapon. Some are accused of helping sabotage Kayla's car. Others allegedly assisted in kidnapping her, disposing of a baton, moving evidence, or helping a suspect avoid arrest. This matters because criminal liability does not always require every participant to carry out the same act. Under conspiracy, accomplice, or felony murder theories, a person may face severe charges if prosecutors prove that they intentionally helped a violent plan. But helping after a crime without prior knowledge can lead to different charges. The trials will need to separate who knew what and when. Julian Mason is accused of helping pour motor oil into Kayla's vehicle, then helping dispose of a telescoping baton near the Chariton and Carroll County line. Investigators later recovered a baton connected to the case. Hull and Ames were later charged with burglary and property damage for allegedly entering property and sabotaging Kayla's car before the kidnapping. Those allegations suggest planning before Kayla was taken. If proven, the vehicle sabotage may show that the group intended to restrict her movement, rather than reacting spontaneously after an argument. The publicly known evidence leaves one major question unanswered. Why Kayla? Authorities have not released a confirmed motive. The involvement of a teenage boyfriend, adult suspects, car sabotage, and multiple alleged accomplices suggests a complicated relationship network. Kayla's father has since begun working with a domestic violence organization to raise awareness about teen dating abuse, which may indicate concerns about the dynamics surrounding the case. But public reporting has not established that dating violence was the official motive for her killing. As the case moved into court, Alayna Mason pleaded not guilty and requested a change of venue. Her lawyers argued that the enormous publicity in Randolph County could make it difficult to select an impartial jury. Hunter Ames went through a preliminary hearing in July. A judge found probable cause to send his first-degree murder and related charges forward to circuit court. A probable cause ruling is not a finding of guilt. It means the state presented enough evidence for the prosecution to continue. The standard is much lower than proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Several defendants have remained jailed without bond. Judges have cited the seriousness of the charges, risk of flight, and public safety concerns. Julian Mason's bond request was denied in July, and his case continued toward a preliminary hearing. These pre-trial decisions do not predict the final verdict. They reflect how courts manage risk while the evidence is still being litigated. The case has also been complicated by the number of defendants. When several people are charged from the same event, their interests may conflict. One defendant may cooperate. Another may blame the group. Statements made by one suspect may be inadmissible against another unless legal requirements are met. Prosecutors may eventually offer plea agreements in exchange for testimony. Defense attorneys may argue that their clients participated only after the death, or were pressured by more dominant members of the group. The same evidence may produce very different outcomes for each person. While lawyers prepare for court, Moberly has focused on remembering Kayla. A large celebration of life was held at Moberly Area Community College. The attendance was so significant that parking and transportation had to be coordinated. A candlelight vigil brought together classmates, church members, neighbours, and people who had joined the search. Parents in the school district created a scholarship in Kayla's name. Her church established a memorial prayer garden with flowers, a bench, and a plaque. Her family also supported community projects addressing teen dating violence and prevention. These memorials matter because criminal cases can swallow the identity of the victim. Kayla was 16 years old. A student, a church volunteer, a daughter, a sister. A friend who talked easily, laughed loudly, and made people feel noticed. So what remains unknown publicly is the full motive, the precise role of each defendant. What happened before Kayla was placed in the vehicle? Whether all accused participants knew she would be killed? And what evidence prosecutors have beyond the statements summarized in court documents? Those questions will be answered, if they can be answered through hearings, pleas, and trials. Thanks for joining me tonight. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any updates about this case. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.